And hello. Hello. What up? We have a guest tonight. It is Tiffany, my cousin Tiffany. So she's going to join us for the conversation. How is everybody? I'm glad everybody's here. If you're new here, please hit the subscribe button, like, share, do all that good stuff. Join the chat.
I'd like to start out by apologizing because it's weird for me because we're in the same room, but she's right here. So, like, I'm going to keep looking at her because we have it. So, just, that's what's over there.
It's just
we're all in the same room. Just kidding.
Yep. So, I'm one of those people that, like,
we're nerdy.
Like, I can't drum because both my hands just start doing the same thing, and I'm just like, so, like, yeah. I need a wall here, or else it won't look that way.
So,
See?
Stop looking at me.
Right. So, how are you, Tiffany?
I'm here. I'm good.
Good. How's the weather over there?
It's nice. It's kind of like flag weather here, so it's pretty nice. I mean, it's fall, so it's nice. Fall's my favorite time of year. So
yeah, I don't know.
Ooh, I bet you can see Jupiter really good from where you're at.
Oh, I'm sure she can.
You have binoculars?
I don't have binoculars, but I'm pretty sure you can see it really good from where I'm at.
Yeah, well, if you happen to like be around any or know somebody that has some or something, look at Jupiter with binoculars, dude. It's so crazy how much you can see with binoculars. You can see like a lot.
She gets crazy with those binoculars, Tiff. I get scared.
Yeah, he's afraid to look.
I get scared. You can see
Jara,
it looks like a little solar system.
Jara's a peeping Tom.
I am a peeping Tom. I'm always looking at things. It's so funny. I probably look at a lot of things and don't actually see, like, that's because I'm looking at like a rock or a star or something. So, it's crazy. It looks like a little solar system. Like, you can see ones that are like really far. There's these two that are like far out. All I know is I need people to tell me, like, who thinks it's really 3 away.
Oh, look, I was just looking at it.
It doesn't look like it's that far.
It doesn't look like it's that far.
Especially when, with the same binoculars, I look up at an airplane, right, that's flying overhead, and it's like not that much brighter than what I'm looking at when I look at Jupiter. So I'm like, if Jupiter is that far away and I can see it that good with these same binoculars, then shouldn't I be able to look at the airplane and like be able to like read like the serial number on the bottom of the wheel or something? But you can't.
That's crazy. That's
right?
Crazy thought, Jer.
And because like you also have to think about all the dust particles and like all the other crap that's like in the atmosphere, of atmosphere, and if whatever is outside of the atmosphere, there's all that it has to go through. But my binoculars, mine, are so special that I can see the moon.
They're pretty damn cool.
The moons of Jupiter through all of that. I don't know. So either that shit's close binoculars. So yeah. Anywho, there was that 10.
There we go.
Yeah.
And there we go. And there was that.
And there was that. And that is all. I am making my own donuts.
So we are going to be doing some cool stuff in the future. We're going to be going out in the city and interviewing people and asking them their thoughts on whatever we want. And it's going to be very interesting.
That's going to be cool.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and we are. And we would like to also just draw some attention to, the issue with the lack of affordable housing in this city. So
yeah, it's crazy. It's really sad too. Homeless is really bad right now here, and it's gonna start getting cold, and
right.
And it was so
hot. So hot.
Yeah,
it was so hot. Gosh, it was so hot. Like I can't.
I feel so sad because they had been so hot,
Right. And like you get like no relief at all being out in that heat, and it's
something's got to be done. Like
average rent here is like $2,000.
Did you know that, Tiff? Like for a 1-bedroom apartment, it's $1,200 a month.
It's crazy.
No,
For a
I
crappy
didn't
one.
know that.
Yeah, and most places require that you make 3 times the rent, right? And like, dude, people don't make that. So when you have most places that are available to live cost more than most people are making, there's a problem.
Yeah, they were saying that nurses and police officers aren't making enough to live.
No, they're not. There's no way they are. And I know because as a realtor, obviously you work with people at different and various levels of like, you know, jobs and professions and all kinds of things. And I can tell you that like people are hurting and everything's expensive, and there's a lot of companies and a lot of other, it's very uneven, the amount of money and that's being made and the transfer of wealth that's been happening, and people don't realize it, and they're not going to realize it until it's already been transferred, and then they realize it. It's crazy. Yes, it's not right. And there definitely needs to be something or somebody that does something. It's not, I don't feel like that. I believe that the people are victims of circumstance, of, you know, being taken advantage of and not realizing what's happening. But something weird is definitely going on there.
Well, not all
I
homeless
believe-
people are victims of that. Some of the homeless
That's
people
true.
are drug addicts, and they don't choose
Right.
to.
And then there are some that choose to
Yeah,
be
there are
homeless.
some that choose
I've
to be
actually, Dikey told me about a guy that she met in a park, and she talked to him and he was really nice, and he told her that he chose to be homeless. And then I guess he passed away, and she found out that he was like a millionaire or something, and he donated all of his money to some place.
Wow, really? He was a millionaire and he's out there being homeless?
That Yeah. I know, but he chose to do that, which actually, ultimately, don't we all choose to do everything, right? So
Right.
I get it.
And I also believe that we could create, you know, we could do a lot of creating in our experience. We can make it the way we want it.
But, you know, if we can't help people with housing, we can at least maybe help people with other things, because there's ways that we can help provide support in other ways.
Yeah, the shelters and the food banks and the food places, they've got to get better. Like, from what I hear, because I don't know, but from what I hear, like it's becoming not safe to go to the shelters and stuff, and that's
well,
not
they
cool.
probably don't have the resources to keep it safe. They probably don't have, like, I don't know. There's definitely a lot of people and things that fall through lots of cracks everywhere.
I think that there's a lot of smart people that could think of something.
Well, I think everything's too big. First of all, like you can't manage such large groups of people. Everything should be local and in a community based. Everything should be local. I don't think there should be any kind of ruling or whatever that's outside of a certain like distance, because that doesn't even make sense to try to manage something over a community of people where you literally have no idea what it even looks like or what anything. Like you should just not do that. We should stop patting the president on the back for creating jobs.
Hopefully there's
Because
less.
like, yay. How about like, let's not create useless jobs, right? Where you're just adding a bunch of middlemen, which add to the price of everything. Why does everything cost so much? Oh yeah, because you have to pay 50 people because everybody has to just make as much as they possibly can. Like nobody can leave any money on the table. Everybody has to have like as much as they can. I don't get that. When you try to create the jobs so that you can pay more people, but you're creating jobs that aren't necessary because you're shipping shit like that shouldn't be ever shipped all the way across the country. So you're like, everything we're doing doesn't make sense. Everything. All of it.
Yeah, nothing makes sense.
Yeah, we just need to like be like, okay, let's just stop doing it like that. And like let's start like
We need to work smarter, not harder.
We should like start a thing like where like we could like all pitch in like $20 and like we'll plant the garden at my house. Right? We can all help like with the actual planting of it, and
No,
like,
you're right,
and
though.
then
It
like
could
I
be
would
that
take care of
easy.
it, and then
That
I
easy.
would give us all the vegetables. Like people could do stuff like that, like a lot, and people don't ever do stuff like that. But like even lettuce is like $2 now.
Oh shit.
They were selling at Fry's. They're selling sticks of celery for 99 cents.
Are you serious?
For one stick off of the stalk.
What the heck?
I swear. Yep.
Well, I guess if you only need one.
I
Dude,
saw there was property today that I saw. There was 9 acres for $50,000.
Wow.
I was
In
like,
Prescott?
what? Yeah, in Prescott.
Ooh.
That don't sound right. There must not be any like.
Well, there's
water.
no utility stuff that goes to it, but that's
But
the
that's
reason
still
why.
good. That's still a good price though
Mhm.
for that area.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty good.
Land is important.
But they also want you to pay an HOA, which is weird because if
Ew.
there's
For
Yeah.
9 acres?
if there's
That's
no
weird.
ups to anything, then why should you have to pay an HOA?
That is weird.
Yeah.
See, and I think that there's an issue with that too. HOAs have way too much power.
They need to get
There's
rid
way
of
too
those
much-
MFers.
Right. There's like legislation. Yeah, and it doesn't even make sense. And it's sad because most people that work for the HOA, they don't like, a lot of them don't get paid or whatever. Like the HOA board people, they don't get paid and nobody likes them.
I think they're just a bunch of, like, I think you're a weirdo.
I think they mean well.
No, I don't.
I mean, some. I think most people maybe mean well in their mind. I think they do. I just think that they get caught up in like, people have a weird thing about them where they feel like they get
HOA people are
feel
evil.
powerful.
I think
they-
like a power trip thing. I
Yeah.
don't know.
I think so too. I think they like being the person that gets to like I had a security guard at my job like that, and he was like, when I was pregnant,
Mhm.
he made a big old deal and like came in the whole building and was like, "Okay, ladies and gentlemen, can I have your attention for a minute, please? I'd like to announce that this lady here can park in the," like he made a big deal. I was so embarrassed.
That's
But
I'd be happy.
I could tell that like he really
I love
took
it when
his
people do
job.
that stuff to me. I like.
So I don't know. I think that's how HOA people get, and they also get, but they get petty people in there that happen to like not like some people.
Yep.
And
It's horrible. People are just crazy with that stuff, you know?
I don't think people ever really do become like not children. I think we always
They're
were
like hall
children.
monitors
I
in
think
high
always-
school.
I think all of us were always children.
Hall monitor.
They are like hall monitors, big time.
They're like, they left their trash out a day longer than normal. We're gonna have to find them.
My
Yeah.
parents, in surprise, they got in trouble for having their garage door open because it's only to be opened upon entering
Oh,
and exiting
God.
the garage. I was like, what?
Yeah, they suck.
Like, you own inside the garage. You own like the lot that, you know. Actually, I've wanted to look into that because I wonder if what's actually up with that. And the actual, because I bet you there's something in our mortgages or something where like you don't own it really or something. Like, I think there's a way that you can fill out paperwork where you actually own it and it passes to your heirs, and there's like no, but it's something that nobody knows how to do. So
I have a question for you, Jara.
Yes.
What motivates you?
What motivates me in what regard?
Any regard, like to do anything. What is your
I
what is
think,
the fire under your ass is what I want to know.
I'm grateful to be here because I think we live in a wondrous place, and even though everything is like hard and sometimes things are like super sad and stuff, I feel lucky to be here. So I am motivated to just experience more stuff while I'm here.
Wow. I don't even know why I asked you that because I don't even really know.
Oh.
What motivates me? I guess what motivates me is helping people, being of service, or trying to make the world a better place, just the world around me a better place at least. And is what motivates me. But like really, I don't know what motivates me. Like that's just the normal. Like duh, everybody knows that. There's got to be like something else that puts fire under my ass. I don't know what it is, but I'll think about it. What about you, Tiff?
What motivates me?
Yeah. What motivates you, to be the best you can be?
I'm not sure. Just getting up every day, just being able to like do the things that I can do every day. Like I used to not be able to do all the things that I can do today. So
Wow.
just being able to do those things and being grateful for it, that's what motivates me to just be able to do things, you know.
Yeah.
I don't really have like a motivational type of thing. It's just something that I just me getting up to be able to do things. That's what helps me and motivates me to do things and get up to do things every day.
Right.
Right. That's a really good one. Yeah.
That's how I feel lucky. I feel super lucky.
Yeah, I feel very lucky too.
It's
The
just
world.
it's hard to do things. It's hard for me to do things as it is, but when I'm able to do things easier, it makes it a lot better for me and more motivational for me. Like, hey, I was able to do that today. That's just a motivational thing, you know?
That's cool.
How do you do with your traveling and your physical therapy? Are you still able to do that?
I do things here
Practice?
at the group. I
Oh,
just
okay.
I have weights here, and then I just do what I can do here, you know?
Right.
But the
I bet
traveling,
you're so strong. Like I'm gonna.
Yeah, I bet she could punch
Me
somebody
and my
out.
daughter were arm wrestling each other a couple weeks ago just to see like if we could like arm wrestle each other or whatever.
Rocket, you can do that, buddy.
And it hurt. I was like, I haven't done that in a long time.
I'm
But
not
I felt like my arms weren't very
I'm
strong.
not I'm not as strong as I'd like to be, but it's just like another thing that I got to work towards, you know? And if I don't do it for a
Right.
while, it's like I set myself way back. It's not like you guys where, if you don't
Right.
do it for a week, you're okay. It's for me, if I don't do it for a week, I have to like really work extra hard. And when I do things, I have to do it a little bit more than a norm, like an able-bodied person has to. Like I have to actually work probably 5 times harder than you guys do when I'm doing things, because
Right.
I don't get the kind of results or whatever as you guys do, you know. And not only that, but I have no grounding, so I can't ground myself because I have no grounding, and I
Mhm.
can't use
What does
my
that
legs.
mean? What do you mean? Just you mean feet on the floor, or
Yeah, I can't use
what
my
do you mean?
legs.
Right.
It's harder for me to balance. It's harder for me to do certain things. It's most of my workout is just all of my upper body. I can't really do anything with my lower body unless I use my standing frame to stand, and that's it at home in St. John's. So when I'm in St. John's, that's the only time I can stand, and that's for like 2 hours at the most that I could do that. And then when I do that, it's standing for 2 hours. It's after you're done, it's pretty exhausting, and I'm in pain for
Oh,
probably
like that.
a day.
Damn.
And that that allows you to stand. How does that work?
Yeah, it puts me
It's
into it's a hydraulic frame, and it has like this it's got like this like sling thing that goes under my butt, and it
Oh,
to these two arms that come down. And what it does is it pulls me out of my wheelchair into a standing position. And then it has this gate that goes behind it that locks me in so that I'm not falling backwards or I'm not falling down or anything like that. So I'm kind of sandwiched into this frame. and I can't really move, but I'm standing, and my weight is on my legs, so that there is some
Mm-hmm.
kind of weight bearing and stuff like that on my legs, on my hips, stuff like that, on my feet. I can't
And
really.
that's good at people like atrophying.
It builds
more.
muscle. Does it build muscle?
Yeah, it builds
Or
muscle. It
toner?
gets rid of the atrophy, of course. It gives you tone, stuff like that.
Mhm.
It's supposed to help you with your circulation, stuff like that. As which
Oh, yeah.
as it would help you if you were normally standing, like as opposed to sitting all the time, like I do. So when I'm standing, it helps everything. It helps the blood pressure. It helps the circulation. It helps pretty much everything it
Right.
does to help you stand. But, if I'm tired, I can't do it for very long, or if my blood pressure's already really low. So if I stand up, my blood pressure, it can drop, and then,
Yeah.
you know,
Feel faint.
it's a problem for me, and then I have
Yeah.
to get down really easy fast, so it just depends on what's going on that day. If I'm
What'll
tired, or
happen if you're super tired? What'll happen and you're up on that thing? Will you just like lie down, or do you have to be careful, or does somebody have to like make sure you
Yeah,
don't?
that sounds scary.
well,
Like you
I'm
can't
I'm
get hurt on it, right?
sandwiched in there, so I'm not gonna fall. But
Oh,
if I
so
if I
even
need
if you
to,
fell asleep, you just do it.
yeah, if I fell asleep, it wouldn't it wouldn't matter. I'd just be falling asleep standing up.
Flying up.
But I
Do
can't.
you
There's no way
ever
I'd fall.
do you ever go swimming, or does it help like if you're in water? Does it help
I
with
love
you
I
being able
love
to use your legs?
I love swimming, but the thing with swimming is either I have to go to a place where they have a pool that has the, lift chair to get you into the pool and out of the pool, or I have to go to a pool that has that descending thing, where it has
Oh
like the
yeah.
beach type of entry to the pool.
Oh yeah,
Because I can't just get into a pool that doesn't have any of that stuff. Like,
right.
it's too hard for somebody I could get in, but it's too hard for somebody to get me out because it's slippery, there's too many dangers there. Like, too many things can happen. I can fall, I can break something, it's just too complicated in that way. But as far as like the lift chair, and then
If you
the
had access to like a pool every day, would that and you were able to swim every day, would that strengthen your legs more, do you think? Like if
it
you
doesn't really strengthen my legs unless
no.
I'm doing the walking with the because when I did swim almost every day, what I was doing is I had the weights. I had these like ankle weights that I would put on, and then
Mm-hmm.
I would go to, not all the way to the shallow end, but enough to where it was like maybe up to like my chest, and then I would get a
Mm-hmm.
walker, and I would, because I can move my hips, so I would move my hips in to a walking position, so I was kind of like I was walking, but in the
Oh,
walk.
Ooh.
right.
But as far as swimming, I can't really move, like kick my legs or anything like that in the water. I mean, I can move my
Right.
hip to where in turn it does move my legs a little bit, but it's just not
Right.
enough to actually do that kind of work. But swimming is really good for your circulation, it's a good low impact kind of exercise for your body. But for me, I made it more of a high impact because I was swimming probably 2 miles in an hour in like 20 something minutes.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
So, yeah.
It's really good to get in the pool too because it takes the pressure off of your bones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. But not all paraplegics are the same. Like, for me, my a lot of paraplegics when they get in the pool, their legs float up because they don't have that tone or that weight that goes down. Me, my legs,
Oh,
my legs sink because I still have that tone and stuff in my legs.
right.
So it's easier for me to kind of do it, but not at the same time, not really, because I'm having to, in the deeper water, I'm having to hold my body up more because my legs don't move. So if you ever get in the
Right.
water, when you
Mhm.
ladies ever get in the water, just go in the water and cross your legs and see how you can swim without using your legs at all. That's what
Ooh,
it's like
Right.
when I'm swimming.
It's hard.
yeah.
Right.
It's like
Do
that for
you
me for
do you put your feet on the ground like on the outside ever, like bare feet? Do you ground like that kind of ground? Like where you rest your feet on the ground?
Yeah, once in a great while. I don't do it all the time. I mean, I should probably do it more because grounding's really good for you.
Yeah.
I
Mm-hmm.
can't feel it, so for me it's like, I don't do it very often.
You might not feel
Um,
it, but you're still getting the like the exchange of energy with the
Mhm.
earth. So you're
oh
still
yeah,
getting the benefit.
but
You can't
I think
tell,
because
really.
I can't feel it, I think the reason why I don't do it as much is because I don't feel it, and so it kind of like
Yeah.
leaves it's kind of like a out of sight, out of mind type of thing.
Right, right, right. Well, I don't do it because I have too much dog shit in my yard.
No, I don't do it 'cause I'm afraid of the scorpions.
But I'm working on that.
But there's other ways you can ground. I just can't think of them off the top of my head right now.
Well,
But
because you have to be on the ground though. So
yeah, but you
can't
can
be
also
on
ground like in other ways besides putting your feet on the ground. You can ground by like
wrapping
becoming
yourself around a
awareness.
tree.
No, getting awareness. Like you can stop and gain awareness of yourself like somehow, and that's grounding also.
I mean, well, yes, it is emotionally, but I mean, like, because there's actually a scientific
Yeah,
exchange of
true.
electrons with
There
the
is.
Earth that in grounding that has like benefit.
Yeah, totally. Like you got to put them bare feet on the grass, people on the dirt, or you could touch a tree and it will absorb. If you're feeling shitty, like whenever I used to feel shitty, I used to go to my backyard and touch my tree, and when I was having a bad day, and it takes that energy from you and it takes it into Mother Earth and spits it back out as positive energy. So it's transmuting its alchemy, y'all. And so that's why I think that tree died because I was too much.
What tree?
The tree in my old backyard of my other house.
Which one?
The one that was like barely hanging on by.
You had another tree though that was like.
Oh, that one
like,
grew. See?
was
So
like-
I see that's why that one grew. That one was just a baby tree and then it grew big. It's a big
It
tree.
was like super green. It looked like an aspen tree, but it was green.
That's so crazy.
It was
huh?
weird. And it was
You-
straight and tall.
you could ground just by touching a tree, or by touching, like trees or anything like that. You could
Mhm.
ground just doing that. But I ground the way that I ground when I do it, I sit in my chair and then I just take my feet off of my chair and them onto the ground.
Yeah, that's what I thought maybe
Yeah.
you did.
You gotta you gotta take your socks off.
Yeah.
I feel like you were in my dream. I feel like you were in my dream, Tiffany, but I don't remember my dreams. Susie needs to help me remember my dreams because my dreams have been like super. I don't know. I feel like my
That's
dreams
crazy.
are important.
I always remember my dreams. It's really weird. They're really vivid and
You're
all
very
my dreams.
you're a lucid dreamer, right?
In all my dreams, I'm never in a wheelchair. But
Oh, cool.
it's weird because I'll be somewhere or something and I'll be like, I can't go there. It's not handicap accessible. And people look at me and they're like, what are you talking about? Because I'm not in a
Interesting.
because
That's interesting.
so my subconscious knows that I'm in a wheelchair, but in my
Right.
dream, I'm not in the wheelchair.
Yeah.
Right. That's
That
interesting.
is interesting. Well, it's just like how when people get when they're amputees, they can still feel their leg.
Right, but there's something about the dream. See, I don't know. I don't understand why people aren't like studying dreams.
There's a lot of people who do
Because-
dream work.
like I feel like I go somewhere like it's familiar. It's just like I feel like I have a second life or something.
She does.
Because it feels like super. I don't know how to explain.
I think you're like a captain in the Galactic Federation or something.
But it's interesting to me that you in your dreams that you're not in the wheelchair, because to me I believe that like you're the real you, it, you know, isn't like your body that is attached to this life is. But so to me it feels like that's like your soul recognizing that you're not like the real you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, so you do. That's exactly what happens is when you go to sleep, you like commune with your higher self.
But I feel like, are your dreams like memories, Tiffany? Because mine are. Like, all my dreams, like when I think of them, they're like memories, and I remember for a really long time. Like, I remember dreams from when I was like 5 years old.
Wow.
I remember a lot of dreams. Well, my dream about with the guy from Back to the Future was when I was 5. But your dreams are like that too, like memories?
Some are, yeah, but I have like a wide variety of dreams. They're just all over the place.
Here. Same.
Tell us one. Tell me one. I'll interpret it.
What, a dream that I've had?
Yeah.
Well, I guess a couple of nights ago, I had a dream that I was at some stadium place. It was like a stadium for like football or something, and it was me. It was me and Adam, and I think his kids were with us. I don't remember if they were with us or not, but we were walking down the stairs to where our seats were at, and when we were walking down the stairs to where our seats were at, um the lady was like, "These are your seats," and I was like, "I can't sit there, that's not wheelchair accessible." And Adam looked at me and he was like, "What are you talking about? You're not in a wheelchair." And that was pretty much my dream. That was one of my dreams that I had.
That's a hard one to interpret. Okay, so stadium. Was there people there? Was the stadium empty or full?
No, it was full, and it was the Pittsburgh Steelers. We were watching. We were gonna see a Pittsburgh Steeler game, and that's Adam's favorite team, his favorite football team. But I've never been like a huge football fan person or whatever. I've never been like into football stuff or whatever. Just the only time I ever really watched it and stuff like that was like with my dad, and I've been to a couple games with my dad and stuff like that, but not anything, to where it is now. Like because Adam's into it, I kind of try to be into it too, because he's into it.
Mm-hmm. You smell something burning? Oh.
But
oh shit! I thought the house was on fire.
Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
Everything's under control.
I thought you saw me.
Okay, let's ask another question.
I have a question about her dream.
Okay.
So like, where were your seats? Do you remember if they were like close to the floor or if they were like up high?
They were close to where the field was. They were like really close to where, like, where the guys, they come and they're like where they stand on the sidelines and stuff. They were really close.
Does that mean anything?
So really good seats. That's a value. So you're valuing an event with a crowd.
And she wasn't in a wheelchair.
I'm pretty good at dream interpretation, but this one's kind of got me stumped. So it has to do with going to an event and watching. Spectator. So spectator. And so always, your dreams always mean something. They're never just a dream. Your subconscious mind is always trying to bring something to your awareness. And sometimes it won't make sense to anybody but you will get it. Like sooner or later, somehow, some way, it does bring to your attention something. And that's how your mind works.
Have you talked about going to an event with Adam recently about any kind of an event?
No, not we've talked about it before, but not recently. It's been like a while since we talked about it. But like as for now, we can't really afford it because we're trying to get everything together so that we can pay for other things, that are going on now, like Christmas is
Yeah.
coming up and we want to get this lot, and stuff like that. We want to get stuff done.
That's super exciting, and I'm super proud of you and happy about that.
I think it's a good dream. I think it's a dream that in a way means that you're gonna get married.
Yeah, like an event. That's what I was thinking too. So an event, a crowd, a spectator.
Well, not only that, but Adam sees her, the real her, and she feels that way.
There you go, Jara. That's awesome. There you go. Then that's how you do it, folks. That's how you interpret a dream. You just gotta.
You're getting married.
Well, we
Ooh,
will
I'm gonna get
eventually.
I'm gonna get to
Well,
make
we
my
will.
penis.
We will eventually get married, but it's like not right now. It's gonna be a little while.
Can I make my penis napkin for your bachelorette party when you get married?
Sure.
Yay! That's a pretty good penis.
That's a pretty good penis
That was a
napkin.
pretty good penis.
I mean, I have to say that was very creative, and it had good form.
Yes, it did. My dad's friend gave me a tip and said that I should use it as a party trick and tell people that, hey, will you give me $25 if I can make this towel stand up?
That's a good idea. He's a funny guy.
Too bad I don't ever go to parties, so
Yeah.
yeah, it's not. I mean, my husband will probably get tired of that joke.
Yeah, that is funny, dude. I like it. It's okay.
Hey, but $20.
Right?
Yeah, $20 is $20.
I know.
Okay, so what is an embarrassing moment that you can look back on now and laugh?
Oh, I have so many.
I know I need to scroll down a lot.
Well, I had. Never mind. I have many too. You go first, Susie. How about you go first?
I haven't thought of one yet. I've got a lot. Let's see, what's an embarrassing name?
I bet mine are way more embarrassing.
Well, I have one.
You guys go first.
Little.
Okay, go.
Like I
When
think
you
I
were
was
little?
probably in second grade. I think. It was picture day, and you girls remember I was like tomboy.
Mhm.
Like to wear dresses and stuff like that. And my mom made me wear this dress with these freaking tights and stuff. And I went to.
I remember that dress.
I had to go use the bathroom, and when I went to the bathroom, I had the toilet paper still stuck in the back of pantyhose things, and it was still
Your tights.
yeah, my tights, and my dress was all tucked in there and everything, and it was so embarrassing. I was all crying. It was embarrassed, but I mean something I can laugh about now because it was.
Do you remember though when Mrs. Cannon did that?
Did she?
Yes, Mrs. Cannon. That happened to her once too.
Oh my god.
And she had her dress tucked in the back of her
Holy
pantyhose
crap.
when she came out of that.
Was she all at the chalkboard and stuff?
No, I think she's walking down the hall. But so like you were in Mrs. Cannon's class. Were you in second grade with me or first grade?
I think I was just in first grade with you.
But who was our first grade teacher? I can't remember my first grade teacher.
Mine was with Gilbert.
Ours, Mrs. Knackard, I think.
Oh yeah.
You're right. It was Knackard because my grandpa worked for the Knackards. Yeah, it was Mrs. Knackard. And then in second grade I had Mrs. Cannon, and then third grade I had Mrs.
Wow. I was so jealous because you guys had Mrs. Knackard.
Yeah. She was pretty.
Yeah.
She was nice too.
I had
keep
Mrs.
hearing my husband.
third grade, I think. Mrs. Yuleberry was
Yeah.
my
Oh,
third.
you had
He switched to third grade. I had Mrs. Nelson.
Yeah, because Glenn was in our class.
I think I had Mrs. Harkey in second grade.
Wait, say that again. Mrs. Who?
Mrs. Harkey?
Oh, Harkey. I remember. I hadn't thought about that name in years. Mrs. Harkey.
Was it Cricket or Pritchard? Mr. Cricket?
Mr. Prickett.
Yeah, Cricket.
Yeah.
Remember Dennis?
Dennis,
Rickard?
Rickard. He peed his pants from that one time. Yeah, he peed his pants in class. It was so sad.
Remember Don Franklin? I don't know why I was remembering all these kids.
Yeah, why
the other day.
kids? That's probably one. I peed my pants at school.
Oh, I know one. When I sneezed that one day, that big old snot ball. Like,
And you were like,
that was pretty good. I threw up in
Mrs.
I threw up
Page.
so many times in high school.
Oh,
at school.
in high school?
Yes. So many times. I threw up in drama in Mrs. Rice's class.
Why did you throw up in class?
I threw up all the time in first hour because I got put on birth control because my menstrual cycle was
And it made
really
you feel
bad,
nauseous?
and it made me sick. It made
Dude,
me
that
really
does
sick,
make you feel
dude.
nauseous.
Like bad. I had
Poor little girl. You were just a little girl.
I'm sick a lot, dude. I was sick a lot. Let's see what else was embarrassing. I had fake boobs in once when I was dancing at a club when I was like 20, and I bent over and I was dancing and it fell out on the dance floor.
That's hilarious. Did it bounce? Did it look like a chicken?
No, it was like a cutlet. It like smacked.
Good.
Yeah, that's happened. Or like there's been like Shalia, my niece, she used to like always talk about my fake boobs in front of people.
Oh, really?
She'd be like, "Oh, Jara, where's your boobs? Jara, I found one of your boobs, Jara." Oh yeah, that's so awesome. Yep.
Okay, I have another question. It's gonna be. Did I ask you this guy? Yeah. Do you care what people think of you, and why?
Yes.
Okay, I'm asking that one.
Sometimes and sometimes I don't. It just depends on like I do because I feel like I'm singled out, because I'm in the wheelchair. So
Mhm.
I feel people are automatically going to be staring at me and looking at me anyway. So
Mhm.
I feel like, yeah, I kind of do. And then sometimes I don't because I'm like, well, whatever, I'm going to be me. There's nothing I can do about anybody's opinion anyway. I should just care about my own opinion.
Yeah.
Right. Me, I do. Also, my answer is like similar to hers. I don't care enough about what people think that I would be somebody I'm not, because I can't help being me. I'm like super myself. Probably too much, actually.
There's no such thing.
But I do care what people think. One thing I don't like it when people misunderstand me. I don't like being misunderstood, or that drives me crazy. And I know that's something I got to work on, because not everybody's going to understand me. But like if I feel like somebody misunderstood something I did and they're taking me wrong, that bothers me. So yeah, and I don't. And of course I care. Like if people, just like anybody, if people feel things, it's not that I don't. I probably would have feelings, but it's not like I would change anything.
Oh, that's a good answer.
Everything hurts my feelings because I'm kind of a sissy.
So. Yeah.
I can always talk myself out of the hurt, though. So I'm good at that.
I care, I think, more about what the people that matter to me, I care more about what they think than some people that don't know me.
Right. Especially if you're never going to see them again, or whatever. What about you, Susie Q?
I don't care what people think about me at all. Like none.
But she also doesn't like to be misunderstood.
Yeah, I don't like to be misunderstood. But I don't care if someone misunderstands me unless it's my husband. He's a trigger. He's a trigger.
That's not true. You like your family to understand you too.
I've actually given up on that. Like that's okay. I've accepted that they don't understand me, and it's just fine. But my husband, it's not a good thing.
Well, and I don't know that. Like some people, like I think that I don't know. I'm hard to understand, but so I know that not everybody can understand. I think that everybody kind of understands parts of people.
Yeah.
I don't know that anybody understands anybody else.
I think that if you want to understand somebody, you can.
Well, I disagree with you on that one. Oh yeah, I do.
A lot of people don't have an open enough mind.
Right? If people don't want to be understood, though, they're not going to be understood. If somebody doesn't want to be understood, then they're not going to share in themselves enough for you to understand.
I was thinking like the opposite. Like if somebody wants to understand you, they'll try hard enough till they can.
Yeah, that sometimes people don't care about understanding people.
I know, that's horrible.
It's so weird. It's weird to us because it's not in our nature. But, it's just because it's weird to us because it's not in our nature.
Yeah. Okay. Well, and then also too, it's not our responsibility to make sure that someone else understands us. It's their responsibility that if they care enough to try to understand, And
it's also possible to understand where somebody's coming from without agreeing with them, and you can still act in a way that you are having respect for and understanding. Without, you can understand, and it doesn't mean that you're saying that you didn't win or you're giving up. Like I think some people don't want to understand people because they feel like if they say that they understand, that they're saying that the other person won. And it's like not.
Oh yeah, people are. That's so horrible. Then that's a whole nother question.
But I think that a lot of people think like that, though.
Yeah, a lot of people, it really matters to them to be right or wrong.
Right. And that's what matters. But that's kind of like the way that our society has made people and raised people in that way.
I don't care if I'm right or wrong, or whoever's right or wrong. How about you?
I care about what is right or wrong in that, not that I have a right to say what is right or wrong, but it depends on what you're talking about. I don't care about being right unless I'm right.
That means you do. That means you do.
I do care about being right. If I'm right about something that is important and this thing is going to impact me and somebody is doing something based off of something that is wrong, that is affecting me, then I care. Because you have to gauge each situation.
Yeah, you do.
You can't really say.
That's true that you do.
Have to say it
So for me, if I'm right, it doesn't matter to me who else thinks I'm right or wrong, as long as I know that I'm right or wrong. But then again, that goes to a whole nother question too, because I really don't believe in right or wrong. I believe that it's all an experience.
Right. There isn't really actually any right or wrong. It's all relative. So I guess the best answer would be if it's right or wrong to you.
Mm-hmm.
So I care if I'm right, if I'm doing it what's right for me. You know what I mean? I care if I'm right to me, about stuff that I care about, I guess. But I don't care if I'm right just to win. I would never do something bad or hurt somebody just so that I could feel like I won. Because most of the time when people are like that, they didn't actually even really win. They just feel like they won. Yeah, because a lot of times if that's stubborn, they're wrong. I can't believe the government took off this website. So I need everybody to look up something for me. I used to go to the website that had the House of Representatives, and it had all the legislation, and you could look up stuff based on what section of Congress. You could look it up by keyword. You could look it up and it would give you the summary of the bill, or you could look at the text, or you could download the PDF. It would tell you what status it's in. It was so in depth. How come I can't find that website anymore? That's weird. I need someone to tell me that I am mistaken and they haven't reduced it and compartmentalized it to be surface level crap and hard to get to the actual bills where we're supposed to be able to see what they're doing. So yeah, y'all look at
Because they're a bunch of liars.
that would be super weird. They definitely changed the way that you get to the website because I can't. Look at how blank this page is.
So you used to look at that page all the time?
I used to, yeah, I have bills. I used to go, not all the time, but I would go in and look at like the legislation that they're talking about, like what they did today. You could look up like old records. I looked up like records because I was reading about like what they did when they created the Fed and all that. You could like look up stuff. Now it's like not there.
They flagged you.
Yeah, I bet you they did. You are on the list.
No, I doubt it.
I have a question. How about this is just a really have you ever stolen a street sign before?
No.
Yeah.
Me too.
You have?
Well,
What?
it was
Because I wanted
a 420 sign.
Oh, it was set 420. Ooh, that's cool.
Oh.
It was a road service. It was a Forest Service 420 sign road. Hey, I shouldn't be saying this on here.
I know.
It wasn't me.
Oh, it wasn't you.
Right.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
Um,
I have never stolen a road sign. I've never stolen anything that's like I've accidentally stolen some things, and then there was a couple of other females and I that may have accidentally put some lingerie somehow in somebody's something.
somebody might have accidentally.
A long time ago.
I used to always steal from the players in the mall.
From the where?
Players.
Really?
Yeah.
You guys all were like very good. Like,
I liked jewelry. I still do.
fingers.
Okay, so now let's not put ourselves in let's not incriminate. Let's not incriminate ourselves. Let's ask another question. Where would you bury a hidden treasure if you had one?
Ooh.
Somewhere where nobody knew where it was at.
It depends on what kind of treasure it was. If it was
Why does it have to depend, Jara?
because the size of it matters. Because if it's a treasure, like it's a precious microchip or something that's valuable, then I'd swallow that son of a bitch.
Oh, okay.
Just kidding.
Gotcha.
I don't know. Just the size matters because, like, do you need like a cave or do you need like
Okay,
you
so
put it in
what's the
your
treasure?
grandma's?
All right, so say it's money and gold and jewels. Say it's like a pirate's treasure.
So a
Mm,
big trip.
Maybe not that heavy. Something that you can run away with.
I would buy some land. I would buy one of the old abandoned missile silos in southern Arizona, and I'd put it there.
I would bury mine on that really long road to St. John's.
Or I'd make like an elaborate like treasure game out of it.
Nobody
and
goes on
bury
that
it
road.
there.
Or what would be a really cool place? Oh, I definitely at the end of a wall by a tree, like Shawshank Redemption.
Do you guys know if gold can be if gold can go in pines? I know that's a weird
Well,
question.
yeah, I think it can. It's a mineral. It's from the earth.
Or into the trees or anything.
Oh, hell yeah, I bet it can. I'm sure it can. I'm pretty sure it can. Oh, what's up with that hair? Okay, so yeah. So that's a crazy question.
What is the coolest thing you've ever found?
A sack. Yeah, I found like a it's probably like a dime sack
Of weed?
of weed.
And you smoked it?
Yeah.
What if it would have like, I don't know, like
Well, it was at Flagstaff, so I knew it was like okay.
oh. I found $100, what?
Did you?
$100.
That was mine. I dropped it.
Yeah, I did. I found lots of cool rocks too and fossils.
What else have I ever found? That was the coolest thing I ever found was a sack.
What's the coolest thing you ever found, Tiffany?
This place called the Blue Room in Hawaii.
Ooh,
On the island of Hawaii.
What is that?
It's actually like this room. Well, it's not really like an actual room, but you have to go under these rocks. It's like this little area where it's right next to the ocean, and it's like this cave, and you have to wait until it's low tide, and you have to swim
Wow.
cave, and it's like maybe a half a mile swim underneath this cave, and then you pop up into this like other cave, and it's like a room. But when you see the light from the sun in the water and the reflection, it turns the whole like cave in the inside blue, and it's called the blue room.
Oh wow.
That is hella
That would be so cool.
That's probably the coolest thing I've ever found.
I would love to see something like that. That is so awesome.
But there's a lot of cool things that I found when I was there. I found like this one beach. It is called Glass Beach.
Ooh, I think I've seen that. A picture.
And what was it?
What?
Was it colorful? Is it like sea glass?
No, it was what happened was like I think in the 1800s, there was a couple of ships that crashed right there, and they had like a bunch of like bottles of, alcohol or whatever, and they were like all different colors. And so after a while, those bottles, as they crashed against like the rocks and the reef and stuff like that, they smoothed out and they went to the shore. So the whole beach is all like pieces of glass.
But cool.
Yeah, I've seen a picture of that. That's called sea glass. When glass gets in the ocean and it gets like that, and then it gets all round like a stone. It's really cool.
So it's all the whole beach.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at it.
That.
I see
Let
that.
me see. That is so cool. I know it's pretty, right?
Yeah, it is. It's really pretty. And then I found a bunch of waterfalls there and like a bunch of crazy different things there.
Wow. Dude, I want to go somewhere. This world is so like there's so many places that are like crazy cool. There's a lot of places in Arizona that I want to like go see.
Susie's over here. Oh, the coolest thing I found was a sack.
I know. I still think that.
Doesn't even know if it was laced with something, or don't even know nothing about it.
That's funny.
That shit could have been laced with some Fetty Wap. She don't even know.
I know, right?
Yeah, back in the 90s.
I don't
know.
Oh my goodness. What was your first concert?
Mine was Led Zeppelin.
Shut the fuck up. Are you serious? Oh, I just had the F-bomb. Because that's really cool, cousin.
Well, it was Robert Plant and Jimmy Page because, the other guy wasn't alive anymore, but it was Robert Plant and Jimmy Page. But that was my first one. I went with Danny Bazan and his mom.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, they invited me, so I went with them.
Pretty damn cool.
I haven't been to concerts, just to Reba McEntire with my parents and the Judds.
That's a concert.
I was like 7,
so I that totally counts. That's a very good concert. Ooh, no.
I'm afraid to go to a concert.
Well, for me, it's hard to go to a concert now because
But you'll get a front row seat. You'll get a good spot. I'll go with you.
No, not really. Not necessarily.
I don't know. People are crazy these days. And I don't trust them. They're trying to do like rituals at concerts and shit without me knowing you're part of a ritual.
Well, that can only work on you if you bring it into your experience, if you believe in it. Just like that thing they were talking about yesterday.
If you leave doors, they'll come in.
So don't leave them. Be strong. Stand strong in your doorway.
But I heard they had like, I don't know, they had like weird stuff that they tried.
Yeah, I heard that was weird too.
I'll go to a Mary Poppins concert.
Mary Poppins.
That would probably be the one that's the worst.
I know, right?
Holy shit. Mine was Juan Gabriel. Do you guys know who that is? That was the song I was singing when you got in.
Oh.
It was my mom's favorite Mexican singer, and he's very famous. And that was my very first concert. My first of many. I love going to concerts. I'll go to a concert any day.
Yeah, I went to see what's his name? Barry
Manilow?
Barry White.
Oh, Barry White?
No, wait, yeah, Barry. Which one's the
Black guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, Barry White.
Yeah.
I went to see Neil Diamond.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
I like Neil.
One of the best concerts I went to was I had barbecue backstage passes for the Funkin' Grooves tour. And it was
Cypress Hill?
Yeah, it was Cypress Hill, the Fugees, Busta Rhymes, Ziggy, and Bad Brains.
Wow.
And I got to be backstage, and I got to eat barbecue with them, and I got to shake Ziggy Marley's hand. I got to meet Lauren. I got to meet White.
Cool.
I got to be over there. I got to smoke with Be Real from Cypress Hill.
Oh my God! Check your face. I want to go. So I used to do that too. At the end of the Cypress Hill concerts, I would stay for the longest time until they would come out and all this shit. And I got to shake the drummer's hand. The drummer's hand. His name was Bobo or something. But what really happened was we were waiting for our ride, and you guys remember the band The Far Side?
Yeah.
So those guys are the ones that we got to meet, and I was almost this close to going on to the bus with them. Yeah.
They just take people on their bus.
Well, yeah.
And then what do you do?
Especially if you're like a cute teenager.
Groupies.
Naughty things,
I
Jara.
know, but then what do they do? Where do they just drop you off?
Yeah, probably just drop you off where they found you. Probably, I don't imagine. I didn't get on there because my friends wouldn't let me, but I probably would have. Good thing they didn't let me.
Well, I got to meet the Beastie Boys. I went to a Beastie Boys concert. You guys remember Bianca?
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so she knew the security guard guys or whatever, and she got us backstage because I was friends with her at the time, and she got us backstage, and I got to meet the Beastie Boys.
Oh, that's
And we
cool.
got to even go to like their after party and everything. It was so weird, but they were weird. They were really weird. They were like all dusted out, like you could tell
really?
they were like pale looking, and like they were all drugged out. Yeah. It was weird.
That's weird.
I got to party with the guys that sing Low Rider.
Yeah.
War. They're called War. I got to smoke with them after a show, and I also got to see. This is such a bad story though. Lighter Shade of Brown.
Yeah.
Why is it a bad story?
Because I was taking some acid like in high school one day, and there was a concert, and I fell asleep, and they came to the after party to where I was at, and they were messing with me and my friend Sarah. They like drew on our faces and like made fun of us and stuff, and we were asleep the whole time.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I didn't get to meet them.
But think about, I wonder if you're one of their memories where they're like, hey, dude, you remember that time when we drew on those?
They were so messed up. Maybe.
So you're famous.
Maybe.
I'm like, kind of cool. That means you're famous.
So there's that.
I don't have any exciting stories like that, everybody. I'm just regular. Nobody drew on my face or anything.
Sarah, when you fall asleep, me and Susie are gonna draw a dick on your face.
Yeah, I'll draw on your face.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
You guys are so sweet.
We're gonna draw a dick on your face.
I appreciate it. Just make it a good one. My napkin.
Okay, I'll be as good as your napkin did.
I gotta make a tutorial video for that still for Shelly's daughter. She's like, can you make a video of that? How you did that?
Well, we're coming up on an hour, you guys. I want to thank you so much, Tiff, for joining us for this little conversation. I really wanted to touch base with you because I was missing you the other day.
We miss you.
Mm-hmm.
I want to come see you in Prescott or anywhere but here because it's nice there.
I know it is getting nice here though too.
It is starting to cool down here. It's just traffic and stuff is terrible.
Yeah, I want to get out of the city so bad, you
It
guys.
took me an hour and a half to get here today from my house, and that's no, it should not. Ever
You can't come at that time anymore.
Yeah.
It's got it. Yeah.
Well, this time was so bad. It was like, I don't know. My brother said that there was an accident that affected traffic all day, I guess.
I don't like it here anymore, Tip. I need to get out of here.
We need
Just
a place to
let
go in case the zombie.
Yeah. Well, ultimately, I think I'm going to end up in Cottonwood at some point or Sedona. That's where I'll probably end up living at some point. So I'll still be close to wherever you're at. So that's cool.
Me too. I'll probably end up there because she's going to be there, and she knows she's going to be there. I'll also be there.
When this house is pretty much done, I'm gonna need your guys' help with like yard stuff, planting stuff and
Of course.
Yay.
We're there.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Only if you make us some salsa. Not only if.
Right. And some enchiladas.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah. There's going to be a lot of things going to have to be cooked.
food.
I don't want pie.
I know, huh? Ooh, I'm hungry now.
Okay. So everybody, thank you for joining us. Leave a comment, like, share, subscribe. Join us next week. Yeah.
We are going to start doing a thing where we do once a month. We're going to have a show that's like a believe it or not thing where we talk about something like, I don't know, creepy, whatever. And you guys can decide whether you believe it or not.
It'll be interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah.
So we've got a lot of things up our sleeve. So we've got some more exciting things coming up. We're going to do a little bit of changing around in our format. So
We're going to add some videos too.
Mhm.
There are a lot of videos.
So be on the lookout for that, everybody. And I hope everybody has a really good week. Just be your authentic self.
Don't forget to thank the trees for their support. And have a lovely, lovely.
Tiffany, I love you and thank you so much.
Love you guys.
And I guess that's it, you guys. So
Love
bye.
you. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Man, this takes me forever to do.